Have you ever found yourself standing in the middle of a room, wondering why you walked in, or feeling unexpectedly tired after doing something as simple as making lunch? If so, you're not alone. Aging brings changes that no one quite prepares us for, not just in our bodies, but in how we move through the world each day. Maybe you've noticed that things you used to do without thinking now take more effort, or that your patience wears thinner, your sleep feels lighter, or your social circle has quietly grown smaller. These shifts can be confusing, even discouraging at times. In today's video, we'll walk through some of these lesser talked about challenges, the ones that catch many older adults off guard. But more importantly, we'll explore gentle, practical ways to navigate them with grace, humor, and a renewed sense of self. This isn't about what's wrong with aging. It's about understanding what's real and finding strength in that honesty. If you've ever wondered, is it just me? The answer is no. So take a breath, settle in, and let's explore this journey together. And if you find these insights helpful, feel free to subscribe so we can keep learning and growing side by side. Number 1, forgetting names and important details. It happened to Harold just last week. He was walking through the produce aisle at his neighborhood market when he heard someone call out, "Hey, stranger!" He turned, and there she was, Margaret, his neighbor from 3 doors down. A kind woman he'd chatted with for years. But in that moment, Harold froze. Her name, her husband's name, even the stories they'd shared on their porches, all slipped from his mind like mist in the morning air. The embarrassment was real. He smiled, nodded, and fumbled through a generic, "Good to see you," hoping she wouldn't notice. But deep down, he felt a pang of loss, not just for a name, but for a piece of himself. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we grow older, the mind that once moved like a river sometimes becomes more like a quiet pond, still reflective, but occasionally hard to stir. Forgetting names or details can feel like we're losing part of our identity, like we're fading a little bit from the lives we've spent decades building. But here's the truth. This doesn't mean you're broken. It simply means your brain is shifting gears, asking for a different kind of support. And the good news? That support exists, and it's simpler than you think. Start by creating your own gentle memory net. Keep a small notebook in your purse or by your phone. After you meet someone, jot down a few details: their name, their spouse's name, maybe something they love. Or use your phone's Notes app to record reminders before a social gathering. These little tools are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom, of adapting gracefully and staying connected with the people who matter. And if the name slips through anyway, don't shrink away. Just smile and say, "I'm sorry, my memory isn't as sharp as it once was. Remind me of your name?" Most people will understand. In fact, they'll appreciate your honesty and your effort to stay present with them. That moment of humility becomes a bridge, not a wall between two people. Remember, growing older doesn't mean becoming less. It means learning to live with more intention, more gentleness, and more grace. You don't need to hold every name to be remembered. What people carry with them is how you made them feel. Have you ever experienced this yourself? What little tricks help you stay sharp and feel confident in those moments? Share your wisdom in the comments. We'd love to hear it, because here, we walk this road together. Number 2, dealing with sudden exhaustion. There was a moment last spring when Margaret, 72, stood in her kitchen, staring at a sink full of dishes, and felt something unfamiliar wash over her, an overwhelming fatigue that seemed to come from nowhere. Just 15 minutes earlier, she'd made herself a light lunch, nothing strenuous. But now even the thought of wiping the counter felt like too much. "I used to go from morning to evening without a second thought," she whispered to herself. "What's happening to me?" Margaret's experience is something many older adults quietly carry. Sudden exhaustion, when even the simplest task drains you more than expected, can feel like a betrayal of the body you've known for decades. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It's simply your body's gentle way of asking for a new rhythm. And that rhythm matters. Start by honoring your pace. Life at this stage isn't about racing through tasks. It's about moving in harmony with your body's natural flow. Spread out your to-dos. Let your morning hold 1 or 2 gentle activities and allow the afternoon to be lighter. Sit for a few minutes between chores, even if you feel like pushing through. Rest isn't laziness, it's self-respect. Don't forget the simple but powerful gift of hydration. Fatigue often hides in a thirsty body. Keep a glass of water nearby and sip often, not just when you're thirsty. The same goes for food. Small, balanced meals with real, nourishing ingredients can give you steady energy without the post-meal slump. Think fresh fruit, a slice of whole grain toast, a bit of grilled chicken, or a handful of almonds. These little things add up. And perhaps most importantly, listen to your body without guilt. If you feel the need to rest, let yourself rest. If your eyes grow heavy, take that nap. Some days your energy will surprise you. Other days it will whisper, slow down. Both are okay. If you've found ways to manage your energy better, maybe a favorite routine, a mid-morning tea ritual, or a quiet moment by the window, share them in the comments. Let's lift one another up with small acts of care and connection. After all, energy isn't just about what we do, it's about how kindly we treat ourselves along the way. Number 3, unexpected weight gain. A few months ago, Helen, age 69, stood in front of her bedroom mirror and sighed. She hadn't changed her habits much. Daily walks through her garden, a light breakfast, the same home-cooked meals she'd always enjoyed. But her pants were tighter and the scale had quietly crept up. How is this happening, she wondered, when I'm still doing everything right? If you felt the same quiet frustration, know that you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not doing anything wrong. As we grow older, our bodies begin to change in subtle but powerful ways. One of the biggest shifts? Our metabolism naturally slows down, even when our routines stay the same. It becomes easier to gain weight, especially around the midsection, and harder to lose it, even with the best intentions. But here's the comforting truth. This isn't about losing who you are or chasing an impossible number on the scale. It's about learning to work with your body as it is now, with kindness and understanding. Start with nourishment, not restriction. Shift your focus toward whole, colorful foods that fuel you gently. Think roasted vegetables, fresh fruit, lean proteins like grilled salmon or beans, and whole grains like oats or quinoa. These aren't just better for your body, they make meals feel joyful again. Be mindful of portion sizes, not because you need to eat less, but because your body now uses energy differently. Small adjustments can bring big rewards. Movement too still matters, deeply. Even if long gym sessions aren't your style anymore, a brisk 20-minute walk, light gardening, or simple strength exercises with hand weights can help maintain muscle and keep your metabolism engaged. It's not about how hard you push, it's about how gently and consistently you move. And if the scale doesn't move right away, don't be discouraged. Your value isn't measured in pounds. It's measured in your energy, your spirit, and how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Have you found ways to stay balanced physically or emotionally when your body changes in unexpected ways? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's remind one another. This season of life isn't about control. It's about compassion for your body, your journey, and yourself. Number 4, frequent doctor visits. For years, Carol took pride in being the one in her circle who was never sick a day in her life. But lately, her calendar tells a different story. Checkups, lab work, follow-ups, prescriptions. Some weeks it feels like she spends more time in waiting rooms than in her own garden. It's not that anything is drastically wrong, just a steady stream of little things. Blood pressure, checks, managing cholesterol, adjusting a new medication. At first it unsettled her. Is this what aging means, she wondered? Am I becoming someone who's always at the doctor's office? But over time, Carol began to see it differently. These visits weren't signs of decline. They were signs of attention, of care, of staying one step ahead of the game. In truth, frequent doctor visits can be a quiet kind of strength. They mean you're showing up for yourself. You're not waiting for something to go wrong. You're taking action now to protect your future. And that mindset can make all the difference. Still, it's easy to feel overwhelmed trying to manage it all. One helpful tip: create a simple health calendar, digital or paper, where you note each appointment, any tests you're due for, and a few questions you want to ask. Some people even keep a small notebook just for health. Symptoms, medications, side effects, goals. This turns scattered concerns into something steady and manageable. So yes, Carol still goes to the doctor more than she used to, but she walks in with a sense of calm and purpose now. Each visit is one more way she's investing in the life she still wants to live. Active, joyful, and independent. If you found ways to stay on top of your health without feeling buried in appointments, share them in the comments. Let's help each other turn what feels like a chore into a quiet victory, one visit at a time. Number 5, decline in memory and focus. Marjorie used to lose herself in novels for hours. The rustle of pages, the smell of ink, the joy of a good story. These were her daily companions. But recently something has changed. After just a few pages, her mind begins to wander. Names of characters blur, plot lines slip away. She sets the book down with a quiet sigh, not because she doesn't care, but because her focus seems to vanish into thin air. If you felt this too, you're in good company. A shifting memory or a foggy mind is something many people notice with age. It's not a failure. It's not the end. It's simply a signal that your brain, just like your body, needs a little extra kindness and support to keep flourishing. The encouraging news? There's so much you can do to nourish your mind. Start with small daily practices that gently challenge your brain. Word puzzles, number games, or even trying to remember your grocery list without writing it down. These little things add up. If you enjoy reading, try shorter sessions, maybe one chapter at a time. Paired with a warm cup of tea, let it be something you savor, not rush through. Even better, learn something new. Whether it's painting, playing the ukulele, or trying a few words in Spanish, novelty fuels neural growth. The brain loves variety, and every new connection helps strengthen memory and focus over time. And don't overlook the basics: quality sleep, light exercise, and wholesome food. A brisk walk and a good night's rest can work wonders for mental clarity. Most of all, be patient with yourself. A forgetful moment doesn't define you. You are still curious, capable, and full of stories worth remembering. If you found little ways to keep your mind engaged and joyful, share them in the comments. We're all on this journey together, and every idea is a gift. Number 6, loneliness and shrinking social circles. Over the past few years, Judith, now 76, has noticed a quiet emptiness settling into her afternoons. The friends she once shared weekly coffee dates and long walks with have either moved closer to their children or passed on. The neighborhood feels quieter now. Her phone, once ringing with familiar voices, often sits still for days. And though she's always valued solitude, this kind of silence feels heavier. If you've felt the same, know this: you're not alone in your loneliness. As we grow older, our social circles naturally change. Friends relocate, routines shift, and physical limitations can make socializing harder. But the ache for connection, the desire to be seen, heard, and remembered, never fades. And while these changes can feel discouraging, there is hope in something simple: reaching out. Staying socially active doesn't mean hosting big gatherings or having a packed calendar. Sometimes it begins with just one small act: a friendly conversation with a neighbor, joining a book club at the local library, or signing up for a gentle yoga class at the community center. These moments of shared space and simple conversation breathe new energy into your days. If getting out is difficult, technology can offer new pathways. Online groups, hobby forums, or even virtual classes can bring surprising warmth and companionship right to your living room. Don't be afraid to explore something new. You may find yourself laughing with someone miles away who shares your love of gardening or classic films. You don't need a dozen close friends to feel connected. Sometimes just one consistent connection, a weekly call, a walking partner, a familiar face at the market, can fill your days with light. Have you discovered a way to stay connected that's brought joy into your life? Share it in the comments. Your experience might be exactly the encouragement someone else needs, because in this season of life, we all deserve to feel seen, and we all have something beautiful to share. Number 7, decline in mobility. For years, Harold took pride in being the one who never missed his morning walk, rain or shine. But lately, even a short stroll to the corner store leaves him winded, bending down to tie his shoes. That simple motion now requires effort, sometimes even a pause to catch his breath. It's not that he's given up, it's just that his body no longer moves the way it used to. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. One of the more frustrating parts of aging is the gradual decline in mobility. Everyday movements, standing up from a chair, climbing steps, reaching for something on a shelf, begin to feel like chores rather than second nature. And while that realization can be discouraging, there's also hope. The truth is, movement is still possible. In fact, maintaining mobility is often about staying gently persistent, not perfect. Even just a few minutes a day of light stretching or strength exercises can do wonders. Simple routines that target the legs, hips, and core can strengthen the very muscles that support your balance and posture, making daily life feel lighter again. Activities like walking, yoga, or water aerobics are excellent choices because they're kind to the joints but powerful in their effect. And you don't have to start big. Begin slow. Honor what your body tells you. Whether it's stretching while watching TV or taking a slow lap around the garden, every step counts. What's most important is consistency, not intensity. Over time, these gentle efforts can restore confidence in your movements and even open doors to activities you thought were behind you. Have you found a routine, a small habit, or even a piece of advice that's helped you stay mobile and independent? Share it in the comments. Your experience might be the exact encouragement someone else needs to keep going. Because even as we age, we still have so many places left to go, one steady step at a time. Number 8, sleep difficulties. For most of his life, Raymond slept like clockwork, head on the pillow by 10, up with the sun at 6. But these days, sleep feels more like a puzzle than a routine. He lies awake longer, wakes up more often during the night, and sometimes finds himself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering when rest will return. The next morning, he feels drained before the day even begins. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Sleep disturbances are incredibly common as we age. Shifts in hormones, heightened sensitivity to noise or light, chronic pain, or even the natural changes in our internal clock can make deep, restorative sleep feel just out of reach. But the good news is, rest is not lost. It just needs a little extra care. Start by establishing a gentle, consistent bedtime routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, yes, even on weekends, can help reset your body's natural rhythm. Think of it as training your brain to expect rest at a certain hour. Also, watch what you consume in the hours before bed. Caffeine in the afternoon, heavy meals late in the evening, or too much screen time before sleep can all interfere with your rest. Instead, try winding down with something calming, soft music, a warm bath, light stretches, or slow, mindful breathing. And don't underestimate the power of your environment. A cool, quiet, and dark bedroom can work wonders for sleep quality. Small changes, like blackout curtains or a white noise machine, can help your body settle into rest more easily. If sleep still doesn't come easily, don't hesitate to speak with a doctor. Sometimes poor sleep is connected to medical issues that can be managed or treated. Have a bedtime ritual that helps you unwind? Share it in the comments below. Let's help one another rediscover the deep rest we deserve, because every good day starts with a peaceful night. Number 9, changes in vision and hearing. For most of her life, Lillian took pride in her sharp eyes and keen hearing. She was the first to catch the small print on a menu or the soft laugh at the end of a conversation. But lately, she's found herself asking people to repeat things more often and struggling to follow along in noisy cafes. Reading has become slower too, even with her glasses. She never expected her senses to fade so quietly, yet so noticeably. If you've been in Lillian's shoes, you know how unsettling it can feel. The world doesn't sound or look quite the same anymore. Conversations feel harder to follow. Crowded places can be overwhelming. You might even begin to quietly withdraw, not because you want to, but because it's exhausting trying to keep up. But here's the truth. You don't have to go through it alone or in silence. Vision and hearing changes are a natural part of aging, and there are ways to adapt without losing the connections that matter most. The first step? Stay proactive. Regular eye and hearing exams are essential. A simple change in your glasses prescription or the addition of a hearing aid can dramatically improve how you engage with the world. These tools aren't signs of weakness. They're bridges that help you stay present, joyful, and involved. There's no shame in using support. Hearing aids, magnifiers, even voice-to-text apps can make daily life smoother and more fulfilling. They're not about making you younger. They're about helping you keep living fully, right where you are. Have you found ways to adjust to changing vision or hearing? Maybe a helpful routine, a favorite tool, or just a mindset that helps you stay confident. Share your story in the comments below. Together, we can lift the stigma and remind one another. Adapting is not giving up. It's growing forward with grace. Number 10, increased sensitivity to cold or heat. For years, Walter looked forward to his daily walk, whether it was under the warm sun or bundled up in a scarf against the crisp winter air. But lately, things have changed. A mild summer afternoon now leaves him drenched in sweat and short of breath. A breeze that once felt refreshing now chills him to the bone. Temperatures that used to feel just fine suddenly feel extreme, and it's thrown him off more than he expected. This heightened sensitivity to heat or cold is something many people experience as they age. Our bodies simply don't regulate temperature as efficiently as they once did. Blood circulation slows, fat distribution changes, and even medications can affect how we perceive hot and cold. The result? Discomfort in situations that once felt normal, and a need to adjust how we take care of ourselves season by season. But the good news is, you can take small, thoughtful steps to stay comfortable year-round. Start with clothing. Layering is your best friend. Light, breathable fabrics like cotton or moisture-wicking materials help in the heat, while wool, fleece, and thermal knits can offer warmth without bulk in the colder months. Keep a light sweater or shawl nearby, even in summer, as air conditioning can feel harsher than expected. At home, a few small adjustments can make a big impact. In the winter, a heating pad, heated blanket, or extra throw on the couch can bring comfort during chilly evenings. In the summer, fans, cooling cloths, and staying hydrated with cold drinks can help regulate your body temperature more gently. It's not about fighting the seasons. It's about learning how to flow with them. And with the right habits, you can still enjoy the sunshine and savor the cozy winters. Have you noticed yourself feeling more sensitive to temperature lately? What helps you stay balanced? Share your tips in the comments below. Let's support each other in staying safe, warm, and refreshed, no matter what the weather brings. Number 11, grumpy or shorter temper. These days, Ruth, who's always been known for her calm and gentle spirit, has started to surprise even herself. A late delivery, a misplaced item, or a noisy neighbor can stir up a wave of frustration that feels disproportionate. "I never used to be this easily rattled," she's quietly admitted. And yet the shift is real, and more common than many realize. As we age, changes in mood and temper can sneak up on us. It's not just about being grumpy. It can be a mix of things: hormonal changes, slower recovery from stress, sleep disruptions, or simply the cumulative weight of life's unpredictability. The good news is, you're not alone. And better yet, you're not powerless. One of the most effective ways to manage rising irritation is something beautifully simple: deep breathing. When you feel your shoulders tighten or your tone getting sharper, pause. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale softly. This small reset sends a calming signal to your nervous system and gives your mind space to respond, not react. Another powerful practice? Mindfulness. You don't need to sit in silence for hours, just take a few minutes each day to check in with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Understanding your emotional landscape helps you move through it with more grace. And never underestimate the magic of gratitude. Begin or end your day by writing down 3 small things you're thankful for: a smile from a stranger, a favorite song on the radio, a cup of hot tea. These moments of reflection gently rewire your brain to focus on joy, which makes it easier to stay balanced when life throws its little curveballs. If you've noticed your temper growing shorter, you're not alone. And if you've found ways to meet that feeling with patience, we'd love to hear from you. Share your calming strategies in the comments, And let's help each other hold on to peace, even when the world gets noisy. Number 12. Loss of independence. For most of her life, Dorothy has taken pride in doing things on her own. Grocery shopping, fixing things around the house, managing her schedule without skipping a beat. Independence wasn't just a way of life for her. It was part of who she was. But lately, simple tasks have started to feel heavier. Reaching for high shelves, carrying groceries, even vacuuming the living room, things that used to be routine now leave her feeling exhausted. And with that change has come something harder, the quiet resistance to asking for help. Many older adults face this moment, a quiet reckoning where needing support feels like surrendering independence. But here's the truth, accepting help isn't giving up, it's adapting with wisdom. Dorothy has started to see it differently. Asking her daughter to drive her to the store or hiring someone to help with cleaning doesn't make her less capable. It allows her to preserve energy for the things that bring her joy, tending to her garden, hosting book club, and baking for her grandkids. She's learning that true independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about making choices that support the life she still wants to live. It takes strength to admit when we need a hand. It takes courage to allow others into our routines. But in doing so, we make space for connection, ease, and even new kinds of freedom. If you're navigating this shift, be gentle with yourself. Whether it's leaning on a neighbor, accepting a loved one's offer, or hiring someone to lighten your load, know that your independence doesn't disappear, it evolves. Have you had to adjust your sense of independence lately? How did you cope with that change? Share your story in the comments below. Together, we can redefine what it means to live fully at every stage of life. Growing older may bring its fair share of unexpected challenges, but with awareness, compassion, and a willingness to adapt, you can face each one with strength and grace. Remember, you're not walking this path alone. Small shifts can lead to meaningful changes, and it's never too late to reclaim comfort, confidence, and connection. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to join us on this journey. And before you go, drop a quick "I've felt this" in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next chapter.